back to my channel. So today I'll be making a tutorial on how to make an easy kid skirt. This is the easiest skirt you can make. So for this, I'm just going to be using a little piece of this fabric. You can do it also with any scrap fabric you have. So first thing I'm going to do is to cut out the piece I'm going to use. So I've gone ahead and cut out one piece of cloth. No, this should be for a 1-year-old, but it depends on how long or how short you want it. But this is supposed to be like a knee-length skirt. So as you can see, this is just the whole piece of cloth, right? And then I also went ahead and cut this one here for the tie, head tie. You could do this with any piece of fabric you have left at home, and they could wear it with a simple vest and tuck it in. So this is 5 inches. I'm going to use this as the head tie, and then I also cut additional like around 22 inches and the same 5 inches by width for this. And this I cut the same way I cut this. As you can see, this is the same width as this. So I just opened up the fabric and cut straight, and then cut out another 4 inches for my belt for the head tie, and then this extra is for the belt. You'll see when I add that to the skirt. So now the first thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and sew the edge of this. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this edge here. I'm going to just fold it 1, 2, and then sew and come back. So guys, as you can see, I've gone ahead and folded the end here. I folded it the same way you fold edges of the cloth. As you can see, this side is still rough. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take this part, fold it by almost 1 inch. Like I said, this is supposed to be like a knee-length skirt for a 1-year-old. So the way this is this way, right? The other end of this cloth. I'm now going to fold it this way, and then fold in the end this way, and then stitch it. So I have like 1 inch here, so I'm just going to fold it to make a room for my elastic. So I'm just going to fold it in this way and then sew all the way to the end. At the same time, I'm going to fold this one too. Fold it this way, just the right side facing each other. Flip it this way, stitch it here, and then make a stitch all the way down to the end, right? This is the right side and this is the wrong side out. I'm also going to do the same thing for this. Flip it out, iron it, and then come back. So guys, I've finished folding this top. This is what it looked like. So I folded it, right? And then after folding this end here, the next thing I did was to join the 2 ends of the cloth. Like it was straight this way before, right? It was straight like this. So now the next thing I did was to join the 2 ends and then make a stitch down here. So that's why it came back this way. So I made a stitch down here. So now it's forming into a skirt, right? And then if you look closely at the waist, you would notice that after the stitch I made while folding this here, I made 1 stitch here, as you can see. That's to flip this on. And then after that, I made additional stitch on top here. So this is the stitch that will give me a ruffle at the waist. So when I pass elastic in this one at the center here, this part would scrunch up like gather, and then it will give it a ruffle at the waist. So before I do that, the next thing I want to do, you can do this as the last process, because this is the head tie, right? They could easily tie it, right? But the other shorter one that I made, this is for the front of the skirt here, right? So this is what the skirt should look like here, and then I'll find the center, which is here, right? So this is the center front. So because this stitch here is supposed to be at the back, center back, so center front is here. If you check, just to be sure, yeah. So this is the middle. So what I will do now is to attach this belt here, right? I'll make sure to I'll make sure not to sew on this space here, so that I can have room to pass my elastic. But when I attach it, I'll attach it just on top here. Another thing you could do is just to pass your elastic and then attach the belt. Either way, it will still come out fine. You could just make a mark just to know the center, so that you can come back and attach it, because sometimes when you go to attach the belt, you might end up stitching up this place close. So first, I'm using this very tiny elastic. It's about, like, it's not even up to half an inch, it's very thin. So I'm going to pass it through this here, and then, so guys, I've gone ahead and attached the belt, and if you look at the waist, you'll see the elastic thing I was talking about, the little ruffle, because if not, it would have been just plain and it will look nice. Because this is a kid skirt, you just have to make it look at least a little playful. And so if you look at the elastic, you'll see the ruffle, and then you see the other line. And this is the belt. You could easily just tie this into a bow, or you could just let it drop. It still look nice. This is just for fancy. If you want, you don't have to put it. And then this is the head tie too. So this is the head tie. You could tie a bow on them. And then this is the skirt. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.